Hi. Hey. My name is Van. Some of you may simply know me as VHS. Or you. I'm the guy that makes those polls that some of you comment on, and I'm the guy that uploads random videos. Now for those of you that want to just get over and done with the video, the gist of it is, this channel is a passion project. But for those of you who are willing to listen to me ramble for a moment, what is this channel? A question I'm sure at least some of you have wondered. Well, for those of you that are unfamiliar, which I'm willing to bet is every single one of you, even all of my dead subscribers, I, Van, was a no-name channel with like a couple subs. I mean, it was like almost 500, but still really nothing in the long run because the videos still didn't really do all that well. But anyway, I was just a random person here making random gameplay videos, and I did it on this other channel for like maybe close to 6-7 years. It started off as a mix of fun, and then kind of became like, oh man, I want to become PewDiePie. And then I started treating it like it was a job, in the sense where even if I didn't want to make a video, I was like, no, I need to pre-record a bunch. I need to upload twice a day. I had months of videos scheduled, ready, 2 a day, for like the longest time. Was it doing well? Not really. But at the time, just, being a kid, I'm like, no, this is what all the YouTubers do. I've got to do this if I want to get anywhere on this platform. But then at some point, I just kind of had this realization that was like, man, why am I doing this if I don't like it? Why am I doing this if I'm not enjoying it? And so I just kind of stopped. And also, a couple videos got strikes for one reason or another, and didn't really want to lose all those videos. So I just kind of was like, we'll private all this. Because some videos were like childhood stuff with like my friends and siblings. Stuff that you want to keep and not lose because they're nice little memories. Even if they are cringy, stupid videos. Anyway, a game called Friday the 13th the Game was coming out. Yeah, back when that game was coming out and not, ancient by today's standards. Editing Van here. I just wanted to hop in to mention, I remember the day that I spent working for my rich second cousin for a measly $50 bill. Just to buy Friday the 13th the game. I remember digging through mud to find him worms that he could fish with in exchange for $50 for Friday the 13th the game. Just a random memory I had. Just thought I would throw this in here, just a little bit of story time sharing. Anyway, let's get back to the video. So that game was releasing, and I thought it looked awesome. Not really a big horror fan, but I was like, man, this seems cool. And of course, because, I'm not stupid, I know who Jason Voorhees is, I know Freddy, Michael, Chucky, all these basic characters. And I thought, I should watch these movies. So I sat down and watched every single Friday the 13th. Loved it. I mean, I'm sure at the time I probably hated some of them. And then I thought, well dang, now I need something new. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Chucky, some Leprechaun, briefly started Pumpkinhead, then abandoned it for many years until doing a kill count. And then it took me forever to get the Puppet Master, which I love those movies. But basically, Friday the 13th the Game is what really opened the door for me. It brought me into this world of horror. And as a new Friday the 13th fan, I wanted to make a video for me. I thought, I want to compile certain scenes that I think were cool. And so I uploaded a video, which a very small remnant of it still exists on this channel. Every Jason Voorhees unmasking scene. And then I posted it here on this channel. Never expected it to get views. I put it on here because it was just a channel I had. Just a channel that existed. At the time, just for the sake of it, I did title it Friday the 13th Movie Moments, and that was the original URL. But all the videos posted here were intended just to be viewed by me. Well, anyway, a couple weeks pass, I look at the channel and I see the video has 30,000 views, and this channel has almost 1,000 subs. And this was at the time that I believe YouTube had changed their monetization policies, where it was like, oh, you need 1,000 subscribers, you need 4,000 hours of watch time. So I thought, you know what, there's a chance I could make this work. but I just didn't make original stuff. I just uploaded movie scenes. So, for the first couple years of the channel's existence, it was a clip channel. And I'll say it now before we get to any kill count stuff. My kill count started before James, before Dead Meat. My big compilation videos of every kill in this, every kill in that was before Dead Meat. Now, I'm not saying Dead Meat copied, because other people did it before either of us. Kill counting is not an original idea, by any means. Not even in the slightest. And at the time, James himself has addressed this when I brought this issue to his community, and at the time, I'm sure he doesn't remember it because he never responded, but when he was at 16,000 subscribers, I reached out to him because I thought, hey, what if we could collab? We both do a similar thing. Nothing ever came of it though, which is pretty unfortunate because I feel like if I could have become a true fan of his earlier on, his fan base wouldn't have ruined his content for me. Yeah, I can't watch his videos. I know James is a real human, he's a real person, but his fan base... Man, I hate the guy. Not really, but like, I hate the brand of Dead Meat. Specifically because of his fans. Their years of harassment. That's why. James himself, his girlfriend, wife Chelsea, his friend Zoran, probably great people. I don't actually hate them, the people, but I do hate the brand. I do hate Dead Meat because of his fans. So there's that. No hate to Dead Meat, of course, but anyway. So I did movie clips for a while, and then I thought, you know, if I really want to do anything with this channel, I need to start appearing in videos. So I started hosting the kill counts, and I started doing movie reviews as well. And as time went on, I mean, interest grows and declines, and if you're watching a really bad movie series, it becomes really difficult to push through it, like Critters. But I still made sure I made the content, because it's what I've been doing. Now, of course, it was weekly, almost bi-weekly, when I would do reviews alongside the kill counts, but I did a video at least once a week, and I thought it was pretty good. But then I wanted to introduce a new element. And I know some people probably didn't like it, but I love this era of the channel. I introduced new people. We had my good friend Narvi, who was the co-host for a while. We had Jose, who was presenting horror news. Panda, that was doing lore. And he also did the dubbing videos. Another friend, Kat VA, she had done some of the dubbing videos. Or, well, she did a video on Samara Morgan. But then this one person who I knew, amazing singer, Spleens, she did the voice. She did the Sadako dubs. I'm remembering all of this now, just like all the great videos that all of us made. They're all such talented people. Loved working with every single one of them. And I apologize because I know there's more of you. Gamerboy VA, he did some of the dubbing for videos. Peanut was the voice. Peanut was the voice of the Monster logo. Editing Van here once again to pop in with a little bit of lore. The VHS Monster, the little slime guy. The little critter that was the channel's logo for a while, that is featured on my Character Artworks t-shirt, and that is featured prominently throughout my comic series. That monster was made by Narvi. And I remember just having like this pure, just great happiness when I received this art. Because like it was totally unexpected, just, oh hey, look at this little thing I drew for you. It was so cool. I was so excited to use it as my profile picture. Like, man, this was a good era of the channel. I don't care if it was the best or worst in terms of like views or whatever, or popularity. I don't care about that. This era of the channel was the best. And not just the channel, like that era of the group. Just the group dynamic. That was the best. Those were indeed the good old days. Great times. Couldn't ask for better people to be doing any of this stuff with, and I couldn't ask for better friends. Mainly Narvi, because, I mean, I'm friends with my voice acting friends, but, I mean, it's more on a professional level. Narvi, thank you for that art. It's not that it's funny, it's good art. I'm laughing because of the joy it brings me. Just looking back on this stuff, remembering all these different moments, these were some really fun times. Thank you for that art. And Ray, Ray of Dawn, who did my character artwork and Narvi's character artwork. But anyway, back to the video. Man, I apologize again because I know I'm missing some of you, but it was a blast. I loved it. It did get difficult to manage, which did affect how often videos came out, of course, but it was so much fun. And if any of you are watching this, doubt that you are, but if you are, you're all great. And I really wish you the best with all of your voice acting endeavors. You're all very talented people. But anyway, so there was that era of the channel. I thought it was so much fun. But it did get difficult to manage, and that sort of started the decline in horror content, because I think the issue is I pushed myself to do way too much all at once. We had like a dozen series. We had a voice-acted radio show styled podcast. I'm pretty sure the episodes are private, maybe they're not, but we had a zombie series, which I shit you not, we had 70 different voice actors all working on this project. It was insane, and it was so much fun. But, as I was saying, pushing myself to do way too much, and Narvi, she had noticed this as well. It ended up affecting how often videos came out, because it just became so overwhelming, and then I'd have other people coming to me with series ideas. Like, there was someone who I won't name, because I don't want to, like, point at anyone and say, hey, your idea was bad. I don't want to name anyone. But a different person had came to me and suggested that we do a group review/react series. I thought at the time it was a great idea. I thought it was just perfect. But at the same time, I was just like, man, I don't know how I can do this. I don't know where I can make time for this. But that was a great idea. You know what? I will name you, because this wasn't even a bad example. Johnny Beasley, music channel, go check him out. I enjoyed working with him too. Johnny, if you're watching this, I know we just kind of stopped talking. It's just because everything got so overwhelming. But no ill will towards you. I think you are a great singer. I saw you commented not too long ago on one of my posts. Glad to see you're still around in some way. And I really wish you the best as well. But anyway, it was Johnny that came to me with this idea. And it was a really good one. But man, as much as I wanted to do it, I knew I couldn't really make time for it. But I didn't want to tell him no either, because it was just a great series idea, in my opinion. So it's like, yeah, well, we'll see what we can do, we'll try. And then other people would come with ideas. It didn't work out too well. So when Christmas of, I don't know if it was 2021, 22, when Christmas came around, I'd announced, like, hey guys, we're gonna take a little break for a while. Gonna put the project on pause. The main thing I put a pause on was the giant podcast radio play series, because that one was an insane task. For one person to manage, it was insane. Doing all of the scripting, communicating back and forth with all the actors, it's just an insane project, to use the word again. And I remember, I forget the context of the messages, but I had commented on a post made by one of my voice acting acquaintances. Her name is Andrea. I made a comment on one of her posts one time that I think was something along the lines of like, yeah, trying to do big projects has also taught me a lot as someone making voice acting series. Because I believe the post was about how it's unfortunate when projects kind of get cancelled or abandoned. And me, I recognize, like, yeah, that sounds like me. I can see myself in this post. This is like, hey, very kind, sweet person I worked with. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks to be the person that has to do that. To put a series on pause, to stop a project, it does suck. It sucks for the creator, too. Andrea, by the way, or I think it might also be Andrea. I'm not quite sure of the pronunciation, so I apologize. She does the voice of the comic book promo at the end of each video. Great little promo. Did a great job just voicing that little snippet. But anyway, yeah, it sucks when you put big projects on hold and you just stop what you're doing. But I, as one person, could not manage all. Narvi, though, great friend. I probably would not currently be doing this right now without a friend like her who's like so supportive and stuff. She helped a lot. I never took a break. Just never took a break at all. But whenever Narvi was around, she was always trying to help, do what she could. Couldn't ask for a better person to consider a co-host of the channel. And in my opinion, I mean, she still is. Door is always open. It's not that she stepped out, we just never made another video. So, like, it's not official that this channel isn't co-hosted anymore. It's just, it's been a little bit of a pause. But anyway, so I still had videos prepared naturally, my basic type of content, the kill counts, reviews. So I still tried to post those, and I made sure there were thematic ones like Christmas themed, or I think there was, well, no, Narvi and I did the Leprechaun one during that era of the channel. But yeah, there were like special themed ones. I made sure there was always content up. And then the FNAF movie was announced. And thus begins the era of FNAF and gaming on this channel. Gaming has always been around on the channel, just in a very slight degree. They'd be those one-off videos you'd see once every couple months. But when the FNAF horror movie was announced, I thought, you know what? Maybe I could use this as an excuse to just sit back, chill, and play some video games. Revisit my YouTube roots. So I did that. I thought it was fun. I know most people want horror content, and trust me, I do as well. I would love to keep doing it. We'll get into why, it's been slow. I actually have a current kill count ready that's been ready since Halloween, but I've just kind of been sitting on it, what if the next one doesn't come out for a couple more months? What if I don't continue this weekly? We'll get to it. We'll do the video. But, back to the topic of gaming. Focused on that for a little bit, and it was good. And then, still in the realm of gaming, we slowly shifted towards anime content, because the One Piece live action got me really into One Piece. So I thought, yeah, we'll try this out, why not? We'll see if we can tap into this audience a little bit. See if we can get some anime viewers. So I did the One Piece World Seeker Let's Play, which I do want to do the DLC on the channel. Bought the DLC at the same time I finished the main series. Just haven't played it yet. Did Kill la Kill If. I had a whole Let's Play that recorded. I only released a couple videos. Fairy Tail. I played that up until, Chapter 4 or 5. We were, halfway through the Grand Magic Games arc. But I killed that series. Deleted over 40 gigabytes of footage, because it's just you know what? This isn't what the people want. I don't really feel like editing all of these hours upon hours of content that are just for me, because I've already lived these moments, I've played the game. People watched it. And I do regret deleting them, because even if the videos average 100 views, I still appreciate that. And I still make content for those 100 viewers. Whether this video itself, the one you're watching now, whether it only has a couple views, I made this video for you to watch. I didn't make it for the thousands that won't watch. I know this video's not getting 58,400 views. I know that for a fact. But this video, it's not specifically a game or a horror movie. I'll say it'll get 50 views, and I did it for those 50 viewers. But anyhow, this brings us to the current era of the channel, which is variety. Since 2025 began, I've probably posted maybe 10 videos. Now, when the FNAF era of the channel started, when I began gaming here, it got to a point where there were 2 to 3 videos a day, up until October. That is insane. I enjoyed it, it didn't feel like work, I like doing it. But that is still crazy. But anyway, currently with this channel, I do want to bring back horror. I do want to keep doing scary movies, reactions, reviews, kill counts. Now, I will say, being totally upfront with you guys, one of the biggest issues currently is where I can access these movies. Truth be told, I watch these movies online. I always buy them in physical form, I have a massive DVD and Blu-ray collection, but the footage itself I get using the interwebs, as I'm sure most people do. So, yeah. Let's just say some of the streaming sites, which I and thousands of others may have used to watch, don't really exist. They're not really around anymore, and it's fine to say this. As long as you're not pirating, streaming a movie, just watching a video play on your screen, totally fine. Some guy posted the Sonic movie on Twitter, this 2 gigabyte file. I didn't download it, by the way. I saw people in the comments how do you get this high definition video down to 2 gigabytes? But anyway, you could watch that movie on Twitter, totally fine. Downloading is when it becomes piracy. Piracy is wrong. I do not support that. If you pirate media, I'm not going to call you a bad person. I'm just saying I think it's dumb. It's not worth the risk in any way. Streaming it, however, simply watching it, you could watch the movie here on YouTube. If you simply just view it, totally fine. But anyway, we'll say that those streaming sites are probably not around anymore. I do have Tubi. Tubi is a beautiful place, filled with so much shit. And I don't mean shit as a general word for just things. I mean it's full of shit, but it does have some gems hidden in the shit. Tubi is the website I use for doing the Dr. Giggles kill count, and for doing the kill count that will be coming up soon, hopefully. The one I recorded for Halloween. I also had a folder that had like 50 movie reviews in it. They were all recorded before the big shift in content where I did gaming, and currently I don't see that as my current voice, because most of those videos were scripted 1 to 2 years ago. So I figure if I'm ever going to review those movies again, I'm going to rewrite them. Even though my Karen one was more of a rant, I should have just kept that video, but whatever. We lost the Karen movie review. I'm never watching it again. You couldn't pay me to watch that shit again. It was so bad. But holy shit. I will be getting back to horror movie content. Classic VHS Horror is a name that is meant to sound like a channel. That is the truth behind it. I based it off of some TV stations that I have seen. I simply wanted it to sound like a believable channel name. Classic VHS Horror. And the VHS, by the way, not VHS tape. I have seen so many people, especially in the past, say like, VHS, you're covering modern horror movies. V stands for Vans, H stands for horror, and S stands for show. Vans Horror Show. But it also works as VHS for classic VHS horror. It kinda, it works. So I just go with it. But anyway. Kill count will be returning. I can't guarantee it'll be weekly. But the goal is, with 2025, to return the kill count to a weekly series. I don't know at what point in 2025 that will be, but it will be this year. Additionally, movie reviews will be back. Rankings, which is the one I'm most excited to do because so much easier than doing a review. A ranking of all these different movies, so much easier and more fun to do than sitting down and reviewing each movie individually. And that's mainly just because some movies in a series just kinda suck. Like, not every Friday the 13th is necessarily the most fun to sit through. Actually it kind of is. Every single Halloween, though. No, I know a lot of people love Halloween, so I won't dare speak ill of it in this video. But all this is to say, horror content will be coming back. Gaming content, which has slowed down, I'm sure you may have noticed, that will continue, but likely as a weekend series, where we maybe post on Saturdays and maybe Sundays, and specifically horror games, or horror-adjacent games. Things that I'm interested in. Like, I bought every single Resident Evil game. I couldn't tell you, currently, what it was that got me into it, but all of a sudden, I was just like, you know what, I need to play these games. So I bought 2 and 3 Remake, great games, haven't finished 3, but I finished 2 3 times. I played most of 4, I didn't finish it just yet, but amazing game. I want to play those on the channel. Same thing with Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I played 3 hours of it, saved every survivor in that time. It's good. I'd also like to do videos on the trashy horror stuff. I for one love horrible Japanese horror movies. I love the serious ones, but there's something special about trashy Japanese horror. Just all the blood, the guts, all of it looks really bad. Boobs wherever they can throw them. Body horror just for the fun of it, whether or not it makes sense to the story. Well, there's games like Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter, Lollipop Chainsaw, This series, I think it's called like One One Chanbara, something like that, where you're literally just like these westernized Japanese girls killing monsters. Or there's this other game, this anime girl game, where it reminded me of this movie I watched called Mutant Girl Squad. I need to find it. 1 second. Okay, I found it. It's called Valkyrie Drive Bihukuhini. Maybe it's bikini, but like spelled funky. Bihukuhini. Now it looks really cheap and bad, but I looked at the screenshots tab, and there was stuff in there that reminded me of that movie Mutant Girl Squad, and I thought, yes, I have to play this. But anyway, horror content is coming back because Jason Voorhees built this channel. He can't be absent from it. Horror can't be absent from classic VHS horror. Kill counts will be back regularly this year. Movie reviews will be back semi-regularly. This year, I say semi-regularly because, let's be honest, even when I did reviews, they weren't a regular series. I only ever reviewed a movie and made a video on it if I thought it deserved it, whether it's that good or that bad. Like, if I just sat through a random movie that I have no real thoughts or opinions on, I'm not going to make a video on it. Like, let's grab a random movie that I covered on the channel, Deranged, A Cruel Picture. Is that what it was called? Thriller, A Cruel Picture, also known as Deranged? Thriller, A Cruel Picture, that's the one with the eye patch girl. Deranged, that's the one with the old man from Home Alone, I think. The reason I remember those two exactly right now is because I covered them and I had watched them around the same time. But Deranged, the movie inspired by Ed Gein, that old man in it, I'm sorry I forget his name, but he played the elderly man in Home Alone. Amazing. I loved him in this movie. He did a great job being that socially awkward, weird, unsettling, creepy guy. Amazing job. But I have nothing else to really say about the movie. To be honest, don't really remember that much about it. I remember when they're out in the woods and he's like hunting the girl, and when he has her strung up in the barn. I remember him in a grocery store at one point, which he was likely talking to a woman inspired by, I believe her real name was Mary Hogan. But yeah, like a movie like that, I can say, yes, this actor did an amazing job, loved his performance. But did it really need to have a video reviewing it? Or Bad Seed? I had recently got a new comment on that video which made it pop into my head. I thought, what's her name? Something Grace. Emma? No, Emma's her name in the movie. Madison? No. Chloe? I need to look it up now because it's getting rude. I thought this kid did an amazing job. I should remember their name. McKenna Grace. That's her name. I knew that. See, I got the K sound in Chloe, the M sound when I guessed Madison. But that movie, McKenna Grace, when she was a child, I haven't seen her acting as an adult. I assume she still acts. But as a kid, she did an amazing job playing like that unhinged freak. Like, she just did a great job. And that was really my only main praise, I think, was her acting. I liked the one guy who was in Corner Gas, which may or may not just be a Canadian show that most of you don't know. I don't know. But I liked that he was in it. The dad, I should know his name too. He was in other stuff that I think I've seen. Rob Lowe, that's his name. He did a good job as well. Maybe the movie did deserve a review, because I feel like it was just a good movie. But anyway, defeating the purpose, because that movie might have deserved a review. Deranged, however, from me, doesn't really deserve a review, because I don't have that many praises to give it. At least me thinking about it currently, outside of the fact that, to this day, years after watching it, I can tell you, the old guy who played the character of Ed Gein did an amazing job. So much so that I looked up to see if he did other horror movies, And he didn't, sadly. But I'm sure everything else he's been in has been great. He was such a good actor. Same thing with, I think his name is Rory Calhoun, who played Farmer Vincent. But anyway, all this is to say, reviews themselves, those probably will not be regular in any way. I'll still do them, but they're not a regular series, and they never were. Rankings, I am really looking forward to rankings. And spoiler alert, I may do non-horror. Specifically, I might introduce things like Star Wars, as I'm currently revisiting that series, which I haven't watched since I was a child. I just recently saw the newer Rey movies. They're not bad, in my opinion. I know a lot of people dislike them, for whatever reasons. Personally, I don't see an issue with them. I didn't like that they killed Han Solo. It's been forever since I've seen the other movies, but that moment pissed me off. Like, I as an adult have no attachment to Han Solo that I know of. Maybe deep down inside I'm like, no, that's my favorite Star Wars character. But I just forget that. Maybe that's why it pissed me off. I don't know. But that moment pissed me off. But anyway, I feel like I've rambled on for long enough. Most of this stuff didn't really need to be said, like me giving you a recap of the history of my content creation. But I did give you the too long didn't read at the start. I told you this channel's a passion project. I just kind of do whatever currently. Though again, the kill counts are coming back. And they will be a regular weekly series. Movie reviews are coming back. Rankings, really looking forward to bringing those back. I don't know what it is that make them so fun for me, but I just really love doing them. I think it just comes down to the fact that they're like mini reviews when I recap them, sort of. So if I don't really have enough to say about a certain movie to make a review, I can say it while doing a ranking video. Maybe that's why I like doing them. I don't know. It's just an excuse to talk about movies. Maybe that's why. It's just another chance to talk about random films. But anyway, I feel like we've talked for long enough today. Thank you for joining me. I'll put chapters. I'm saying this now, even though you would have noticed already. I'll have chapters that cut up the segments, just so you know where to skip to if you want to get to a certain part. But, yeah. Thanks for watching. Once we get back into the swing of things, I may or may not find a way to introduce LEGO content. I kind of want to replay through like all of those games that I never played as a child. I played a lot of them, not all of them. Recently played the Complete Saga for the first time. So much fun. So maybe that's what we'll do on Sundays. But for now, that has been this update video and discussion. I hope you were able to find enjoyment out of it. I don't know what I'll have in the background. Maybe it's Friday the 13th, maybe it's something else. But thank you for watching. And I'll catch you back here again with more dead people. Have a nice day.
Looking for more horror fun?
You're goddamn right.
Then check out the VHS comic book series, a parody of the horror genre that follows the lives of 3 teens as they fight to survive a horror movie, where every day is loaded with blood, boobs, and buds. The first 2 issues can be found in the description below.
I was obsessed with VHS.